What time is it? 6 o'clock. I'm going to start to play. The camp is supposed to be here before 6. So I'm going to keep the natives from getting restless, and I'll play a couple of Shabbos songs. I will hide it. Did we see Hebrew in the New Testament? Because I was telling someone about it, and then a minute later it came right back in like a flood. It was so, okay. Thank you for confirming that. All right, Rabbi, you ready to go? Rabbi Mike? You're Rabbi, right? You're going to be in home first. Oh, you're just a kid. How old are you? What do you got there? 7. What are you, like are you in college yet?
No, I'm in second grade.
Second? Did you start second grade yet, or you haven't started yet?
Second day of second grade.
How is it going so far? A lot of homework?
No, easy homework.
Oh, all right. Well, you're pretty smart. What kind of homework?
I don't know what the homework is.
Okay, what's 1 gazillion, 542 babillion?
Okay, that's not easy homework.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay, we don't need to talk about homework.
All right, I'm sorry. You don't need to talk about homework anymore?
Not on Shabbat.
If my hair is red, because I went down the slide, it was red.
Oh, you got like a wet tushy because you went down the slide? You're in second grade. You're supposed to go down slides. Right? You don't have to, but it's like a good thing to go down the slide. There's nothing wrong with going down the slide.
Wait, let me test.
All right, go ahead. You go test it out. Make sure everything's ready. You tell us when we're ready to go. Here, you want help going down there? You okay? Okay.
I need them.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you get that?
Here, how about
We're going to
this?
start in a minute. We're just getting the technical okay from our.
Test. Okay.
Okay.
Here, wait.
Does
Don't
you,
forget.
you got to test the other one.
Test
Come on.
this one.
What do you?
Test.
Does this meet
This
your
one's a
technical?
softer one. That's the one I give to the rabbi.
No, I'm playing now. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi Mike, Shabbat Shalom. How are you today, sir? Yes?
Oh, sorry. Okay. It is nice to have Ryan's family with us, as we have a nice, quaint beginning for Shabbat. How are you, Cantor?
I'm good. How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay, so we're going to begin on page 10 in these red Sidurim, page 10, with Yedid Nefesh.
Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman Mishoch Avdach Eretzonach Yarutz Avdach Kemo Ayal Yishtachaveh El Mul Adarach Ki Yerav Lo Yedidutach Minofetzuv V'chol Ta'am Hadornae Ziva Olam Nafshi Cholat Avatach Ana Elna Rifana Lam Beharot La Noam Zivach Az Titchazek Vetitrape Vehaita Lach Shivchat Olam Yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 Yana nai 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 Yana nai 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 Yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 Yana dai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana dai 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 Yala lai 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 lai.
L'chu Noranana, page 11.
Lechu neranena ladonai Nari aletzur yishenu Nekad mafana bitoda Bismirot nari alo Nekad mafana bitoda Bismirot nari alo Ki el gadol Adonai Umelech gadol al kol Elohim Asher biyado mechkerei aretz V'toafot harim lo Asher biyado mechkerei aretz V'toafot harim lo Asher lo yaviu asau V'yabeshet yadev asau Bo nishtachave v'nichla Ayom im kol nishma'u Al tagshul levavchem Gemirivayu Mazal b'midbar Arba'im shana akut bedor Va'omaram to'e levavhem Vehem lo yadu derachai Asher nishpati be'api Yim yevo'un el menuchati.
This section of the service is called Kabbalat Shabbat, and the whole intention of Kabbalat Shabbat can be summed up in the next words, which are on page 13, Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. Sing a song to God, sing a new song. In other words, in the hectic nature of our lives, sometimes we sort of lose tune. We lose pace, and we kind of are distracted from the things in our life that should gain or should demand more attention from us. And the point of Kabbalat Shabbat is to make that distinction between the rest of the week and the craziness of getting ready for a bar mitzvah, making sure everyone's got their suit jackets and their haircuts and the belts and the socks and all of that kind of the meals and the food and the place to stay at the hotel and the checkout, all of that kind of stuff, and the plane tickets and the packing and the it's like, oh, the cantor's overwhelmed just even hearing about it. And then, of course, in our own lives as well, the same can be said. Just on a regular week. And so the point of Kabbalat Shabbat is everyone just to take a breath and to exhale and to sort of reclaim the Shir Chadash, the song, the new song of our souls, to sing to God, to give gratitude for the blessings of our lives. Shir L'Adonai, Shir Chadash, page 13.
Shir L'Adonai, Shir Chadash, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ. שירו לאדוני ברוך הוא שמו ממש במילים. הוד והדר לפניו, עוז וידר
And we're not the only ones who are happy to celebrate Shabbat. The psalmist says, Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, that the heavens shall be glad and the earth shall rejoice. So Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, towards the bottom paragraph of page 14.
ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלואו. יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלואו. יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלואו. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umelo. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, vetagel haaretz. Ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo. אז ירננו כל עצי יער, לפני אדוני קיווה, קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, וימים באמונתו.
We're going to fast forward to page 17, Shir L'Adonai.
מזמור שירו לאדוני שיר חדש כי נפלאות עשה הושיע לו ימינו וזרוע הקודשו הודיע אדוני ישועתו לעיני הגויים גילה צדקתו זכר חסדו ואמונתו לבית ישראל ראו כל אפסי הארץ את ישועת אלוהינו הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ פיצחו ורננו וזמרו זמרו לאדוני בכינור בכינור וכל זמרה בחצות חצוצות וקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירם הים ומלואו תבל ויושבבה, נהרות ימחאו כף, יחד הרים ירננו לפני אדוני, כי בא לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, ועמים במישרים, ילאי, לי, 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 ינאי, ני, 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 ילאי, לי, 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 י, לי, לי, ילאי, לי, 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 לי. And now we turn to page 23 for Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela, shamor v'zachor b'diborecha rishmianu, ela meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem ultiferet ve'litila. Lecha Dodi
Likrat kala
penei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habiracha merosh mikedem, nesucha sof maaseh b'machshava techila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela, mikdash melech עיר מלוכה קומי צאי, מתוך הפך רב לך שבט, בימי קבחה והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. lecha Dodi לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה, אוי התנערי מעפר קומי לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קורבה אל נפשי נפשי גאלה. lecha Dodi נקבלה, התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך, קומי אורי אורי אורי, שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. lecha Dodi לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה, או לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומטה מבך יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה עיר עתילה. lecha Dodi לקראת קהלה פני שבת. Page 25. והיו למשיסה שעושייך ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חתן חתן על כלה. lecha Dodi לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה, או ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני, תעריצי על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. lecha Dodi לקראת likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela.
We face the entry to the sanctuary and we welcome in the Shabbat bride, a symbol of the beauty and the majesty and the possibility of our lives. And we welcome her, Bo'i v'shalom, to come in peace.
Bo'i v'shalom hateret bala gam besimcha uvetzala toch emune am segula bo'i chala bo'i chala lechadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela.
Page 27, we can be seated.
Mizmor shir liyom HaShabbat tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer leshimecha elyon tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer לשמחה עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. עלי עשור ועלי נע ועלי יגר בכינור שמחתנים. מה גדלו מסך רקמום. שחשם יציצו כל פועלי אבנר. כי נברך ארונה Page 28 at the arrow. Tzadik ata amari frach ke'eres bavanon yiske shetuli beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim yiyu lehagid ki ashar Adonai tsuri tsuri velo avlata bo.
We'll invite everyone to please rise as we invite our proud mother Sarah and grandmothers Shelley and Shosh and aunts Marissa, Alana, and Maya to come help us with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. This is the interpretive dance that you prepared. Do you remember we talked about that? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Do you want this? Sarah, do you want this? Sure. Shabbat and you bring it in, and
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, v'tzivanu lechad likner, v'tzivanu, v'tzivanu lechad likner, v'tzivanu, v'tzivanu lechad likner, shel Shabbat.
And may the light of these candles, Ryan, for you, illuminate. That means make shiny and seeable all the blessings that you have, all surrounding you in this space at this moment, but also those blessings that you feel in your heart as you become a bar mitzvah this weekend. And let us all say, Amen. And speaking of blessings, we'll now invite Mom and Dad to share with us. We can all be seated. They're going to present Ryan with his talit.
Use this one, it's louder. This is louder. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You're going to hold it? Or you can hold it?
I'll hold it.
Okay.
Here, come over here in the center.
On this side.
Come over here. Sit in the center line.
Ryan, we love you. Oh, I know whose mouth was on this already today. Ryan, we love you so much, and we're so proud of you. We've watched you not only prepare your Hebrew part this last year, but also come to understand that this day is a marker, a time to be more aware of your choices moving forward, your choices as a Jewish man. This year, you've also learned a deeper lesson about yourself. If you have a goal and you put energy and time in every day, you will achieve it. We hope you continue to explore your Judaism, relationship with God, and what your identity means to you. L'dor vador, generation to generation. As we put this tallis on you, we recognize all the parents, generations before you, that have put this tallis on their children. It can always be a reminder of how deeply connected and loved you are in this world. Our hope for you is that you continue on this path of self-discovery. You are honest, hardworking, grateful, and enjoy your life. You trust yourself enough to do hard things and to challenge the limits you put on yourself. You are gentle and kind to yourself and others, and you fully show up in your relationships with your friends, with your family, and your community. This tallis is a representation of all that has come before you, all that is supporting you, all that is loving you. May you be blessed today and every day. Amen.
Got some words to add there, Mikey? No, go ahead. Got that. What a beautiful way to begin the Shabbat, as we've. What a beautiful way to begin the Shabbat, and I know that your entire family is very much looking forward to this weekend. And Ryan, when you put on that talit for the very first time tomorrow morning, And then shortly thereafter, our call to the Torah and celebration of your bar mitzvah. We know it'll be a special moment. We're now ready to begin with the brief evening service, Mariv, which can be found beginning on page 39. Page 39, please rise for the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer.
Lai, 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 hi, lai, 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 Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Le'olam Vaed. Lai 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 lai. Ai lai 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 lai. Ai lai 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 lai.
Please be seated, page 39, the first bracha before the Shema.
Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ari v'aravim, Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, ahavta Torah mitzvot. Page 40. V'avatcha tasir mimenu li'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael.
And we continue on the next page with the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam ve'shivtecha beveitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot peinenecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, vehaya im shamoa tishmu mitzvot asher nechem etzavet chamiyom. Adonai Elohechem Bemet V'emunah kol zov v'kayim
Page
aleinu.
43. V'emunah kol zov v'kayim aleinu.
Hapodim min malachim. Chaker v'nifladot v'nispa.
Page 44.
Umalchuto biratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe u'Miriam u'bnei Yisrael echanu shira v'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh Nora tehilot ose fele malchut chara uvanecha boker yam lifnei Moshe ze eli anu v'yameru Adonai imloch leolam va'ed v'ne'emar כי פדרנה את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל
Amen.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים פרוסס
Towards the bottom of page 45.
ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ויעל ירושלים.
Please rise. Vishamru, page 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, שבס לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, שבס לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש ביום השביעי ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, וילמד דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ליומי יומיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעולמה ואמרו Amen.
The Amidah can be found beginning on page 47, and the traditional liturgy concludes on page 52. Allow these next few moments to be a time of your own personal prayers, thoughts, and meditations. When you've concluded your Amidah, you can be seated.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. ימברה ניי 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 לה 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 Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yitkara v'yikara shemei rabbah, Beyama divra kirutevim lichmagodei b'chayachonu v'imechonu v'chayachon beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv imeru. Amen. Yeshmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'le'omei omayayid. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpor v'yiturma minaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalel shmei nekudesha brichu li'ela mikol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechamata damiran v'yama v'imeru. Amen. Titka bel tzelotohon uvautohon d'chol Yisrael kodam avuhon divishmaya v'imeru.
Amen.
Amen. Yesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru.
Amen.
Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imeru. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Just a few brief words. Ryan, I'm wondering, are there any rules about like eating food in your house, like where you can eat? Like, are there rooms that are sort of off limits for eating? You're not allowed to eat on the couch. Why will mom and dad, presumably, although, yeah, the blue couch. Why are you not allowed to eat on the blue couch? It's a special couch. So my guess is that it's made of a nicer fabric, right? Is that a possibility here? And that maybe not all the food lands in your mouth, and sometimes it goes in various places. And mom and dad would prefer if it wasn't landing the food that is on the fabric. Is that a fair synopsis? I wonder, has that rule changed? Like I wonder before, earlier in your life, if that rule was more strict. In other words, at a certain point when you were a little kid, maybe her age, if there were other rules about where you could or could not eat. You don't remember, but I imagine that there was probably actually a little bit more strict, right? That like now you're kind of like, mom, like, all right, well, you can do it. All right, fine. And that's the way it is in our house, that the rules of where we're allowed to eat have sort of evolved. Most people in their houses, like they change according to where you are in life, right? You know, we all start out not wanting the kids to eat in front of the TV, to sit at the dining room table or the kitchen table, and we all sort of move away from that as life, the Cantor's laughing because his life kind of changes. Actually, the same thing happens in the Torah. It's not with like hamburgers and the blue couch, but it's where the Israelites can conduct sacrifices. In the book of Leviticus, we're in the 5th book of the Torah, that's where your Torah portion is, but in the book of Leviticus, which is the 3rd book of the Torah, the authors imagine God saying, you know what? You're only allowed to eat meat in one place, only as a sacrifice to God in the holiest of places, like the tent of meeting, like the place where Moses kind of gathered with Aaron and they had sacrifices. It's the only place you're allowed to have a hamburger. It's the only place you're allowed to eat meat. By the book of Deuteronomy, that law changes. And you see that the Israelites anticipate being settled in the land and that they imagine that there will be a temple in Jerusalem. But they're like, wait a second, what happens if you live in Haifa and you really kind of want a burger? All right, we'll change the rule, and we'll let you have burgers in Haifa as well. You can eat there as well, just don't spill, all over the Mediterranean Sea. So the rules change. they change in the Torah in terms of how sacrifices are offered, where meat was only supposed to be consumed with sacrifices. And then by the book of Deuteronomy, there's secular slaughter, meaning meat can be consumed for any like Tuesday afternoon. And that kind of like process, that change, that evolution, that recognition that different circumstances in life dictated different practices is something that is very true of our lives and not only where we eat, but in other things as well. I'm going to give you another example. Ryan, I remember quite vividly a few months ago asking you to do something during services. Do you remember the first time I asked you to do something during services? What was your reaction to my request? Correct. And when I even was like, Ryan, you don't even have to say anything. You just have to stand there, and Dad was with you. What was your reaction? Yeah, you weren't disrespectful, but you're like, dude, no way, not happening. What is striking to me is that just this afternoon, I said to you, oh, hey, you want to lead this extra prayer? And you were like, sure. Your life has changed. From 6 months ago, when you're like, there's no way I'm even going to stand up there, to tonight, oh, do you want to do an extra prayer? Sure. Life evolves. Circumstances change, and so do we. The Torah certainly sees that. There are multiple narratives in the Torah, and that's one of the beauties. You can see evolution in those narratives, and we can also see evolution in front of us. For a young man who's about to become a bar mitzvah, and hopefully as we approach the high holidays in our own lives as well. It's of course more important than where you eat a hamburger, although do not eat hamburgers on that blue couch. And it is as important as watching your progress, but for each of us to look in the mirrors and see our own progress. And to see your progress, Ryan, has been a blessing. And so with that in mind, we'd like to call you up to now lead our community in the Kiddush. Bring your folder with you, and we'll ask everyone to please rise as we sanctify Shabbat with the words of the Kiddush led by Ryan. Page 55. Oh, and Ryan,
Yes.
as a symbol of, hold on one second, David, I forgot to do the presentation of, hello there, are you having fun? Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of attention on you. You like that, don't you? Yeah, okay. Ryan, you learned the Kiddush, and we would like to present you as a gift from our congregation, from the Men's Club and Men of Adat and Sisterhood. They're back to Sisterhood. It's the press release. You didn't get that press release? They're back to Sisterhood. Anyway, so from the Men of Adat and Sisterhood, we would like to present you with this Kiddush cup. And we hope that it is a staple, that no matter how your life changes, and it is going to change, the life that you live now will be different than the life that you will live in 10 years and 20 years and 30 years and many, many, many decades after that. But we hope that this Kiddush cup is always a staple at your Shabbat table that reminds you of this moment and the importance of tradition in your family and in your life. And with that, please, and there's also some other gifts in the bag. There's a certificate, there's socks, Jewish socks, in case your feet get religious and cold at the same time. And, oh, wait, there's nothing in there. Oh. You drank it all already? Ryan. It's been one of those weeks, huh? Oh, wait, here it is. Oh. Okay. Okay, Ryan, we're just going to fake it, okay? Shh, no one will know. Lift up the Kiddush cup. Is there anything back there? Oh, wait. The cantor knows where the secret stash is. Whoa, look at that. It's a miracle. The sisterhood keeps it. It's a bar mitzvah miracle. Nes Gadola Yapo.
Okay.
All right.
Don't spill it.
Oh, cantor, the fancy stuff came out.
I'm telling you.
All right. So here, you want to use this?
Sure.
You hold that.
Here, you know what? I want to give him the louder one.
Ooh, yeah.
We're just going to put it right here.
Perfect.
Okay,
Go ahead.
ready, go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzah banu v'shabbat kodsho be'achiva uv'ratzon hilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'harta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amimim v'shar kodshecha be'aheva uv'ratzon Kinchaltanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Don't worry, we're not on the blue couch. Down the hatch. Yes, exactly. And Ryan, you can keep that. There's a box for that and some other gifts here. We'll give this to Dad. And we're going to, you can stay up here because we kind of like having you up here. We're going to continue with Aleinu on page 56. We'll face the Aron. We'll face the Ark.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, latet gidula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol amonam, va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei amlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim liyosei haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al u'shchinatu zo b'govhei meromim Hu Eloheinu Einot Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato Kakatu B'Torato V'yadata Yom V'ashivota Elevavecha Ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim mima'al V'al haaretz mitachat Einod al kein nekavel lecha Adonai Eloheinu lirot me'rami diver rizecha Ta'keinu lem'malchut shadai v'chol b'nei masar yikur b'shmecha Ki ha'malchut shelcha hi olam yimloch b'chavod kakatu b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד
In love, we recall those who no longer walk this earth, and we are grateful to God for the gift of their lives and for the cherished memories that never fade. This week, we as a congregational community mourn the passing of Robert Barron, the brother of Leela Jacoby. And Leela, to you and Norman, who's sitting by your side as you're watching from home, we want to say, Hamakom Yinechem Etchem B'Tok Shari Avlei Tzion B'Yerushalayim. May God grant you comfort amongst the mourners of Zion in Jerusalem. And may that comfort be felt in the beautiful memories that you have of your brother and his life as a philanthropist and someone who prioritized Jewish organizations and Jewish tzedakah as a way of expressing his commitment towards our people. And I know that that example was a beautiful one for you. And so we hope that his memory continues to be a blessing. This coming week, we as a community will be observing the yurt sites of Irving Abelson, Nathan Horowitz, Anna Liu, Lillian Libros, Eileen Orloff, Robert Radin, Philip Sills, Fanny Silverman, Frederick Leonard Simmons, Lori Bonet, Dorit Smith, Abraham Turner, Harriet Zwier, Lionel Groberman, Gerald Kozak, Dan Thomas, Jacob Beagleisen, Harold Feinberg, Benjamin Goodman, Toby Herzog, Avis Levine, Ronald Marsh, Aldo Spacia, Taya Wu, Sarah Ben Shmuel, Sylvia Levine, Mary Shapiro, Ruth Ellen Godfrey Carney, Louis Pechersky, Pearl Roseman, Abraham Shapiro, Henya Atchison, Gilbert Dreyfus, Salem Fabe, and Fred Shapiro. Is there anyone else observing a yurt site for someone who I neglected to mention? Per Leonard. I'd like to ask those of you who are observing yurt sites or are mourning to please rise as we sanctify God's name with the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 58. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah bi'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'elam Almei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shmei Dekudisha B'reichu Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechamata Damiran B'alma V'yimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Ose shalom b'imromav, huya ase shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. And may the memories of our loved ones be a source of comfort and blessing, and let us all say amen. We want to thank all of you for being here. We want to thank especially David for accompanying the cantor with the piano. We want to thank the cantor for being here. We want to let all of you know how much we're looking forward to celebrating Ryan's bar mitzvah tomorrow morning, and that begins in the chapel at 9 o'clock and here at 9:30, and so we certainly hope to see you then. There's lots of wonderful stuff on the immediate horizon for our community, including a huge welcome week in 2 weeks' time, which will sort of highlight all the great things that we have planned for the coming year, and it'll just be a lot of fun and a lot of ways to celebrate before we head into the high holidays. So we hope that you'll join us if you're not yet part of a Jewish community. Okay, and with that, we are going to conclude services with Yigdal, which can be found on page 62. Yigdal is on page 62.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח נמצא בעיני תל מציאותו אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו אין לו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף לא נערוך אליו קדושתו קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו אינו אדון עולם בכל נוצר יורה גדולתו ומלכותו שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ומביט את אמונתו תורת אמת נתן לימואל על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו לא יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומל איש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרשעתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפדות מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייל ורוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו, יא לי 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 לי, יא לי 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 לי, יא לי 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 לי, יא לי 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 לי. Shabbat Shalom.
I'm gonna go change, and mine's gonna change.
And
I'm going to get here maybe a little bit earlier just so I can get my music stand all, my
I will
lights and my...
also be here earlier, and I also
I'll have an extra or one or two in the car in case there's any issues with them, and you told me about like an extension cord for the power.
I said extension. I asked for 2 extension cords.
Okay, good.
And Jeb
Yeah, he's doing the
cannot
sound,
be here tomorrow
but he's sending
night.
somebody.
And Brian, his sidekick, cannot be here tomorrow
So?
night. But I spoke to him today, and tomorrow, after he does sound for the Torah minyan that meets here. I don't know if you know we have another minyan that meets here on Shabbos morning.
No, but that's okay.
That's since the beginning of July.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's going to
Set something up.
set something up for us. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's better than what we have obviously already. Okay. I'll see you then.
Okie dokie. Toda rabah.
Yes.
Hold on. Do you have his gifts? Yes. Well, you need this one too.
The table that I set up for them tomorrow afternoon.
There's, second. So there's a box in there with there's a box in the bag with a little plate that goes underneath. Oh, yeah.